Here are your instructions for the first part of your Developing Nations project, which revolves around the population of your country. So you're going to create a population profile today. It's going to be worth 5 summative points. You will use what you've learned to create a population profile for your country, the one that you chose. It's going to include the following. You're going to need a population pyramid. I will tell you where to go to find that. And you will need an explanation slide. So there are 2 different things that you will be using. In that explanation slide, you're going to be creating a 1-paragraph summary of your country, where it is in the demographic transition model, and you're going to be using statistics to choose from. So let's go to our example to take a look. So here is the example that I've created. I am using Ireland because it is not one of the choices that you have. It is an MDC, so it is going to act a little differently, but that's okay. So we will see on the right that I have a population pyramid. I will show you where to get that in a second. You will note that I have the crude birth rate, and I have the crude death rate, and I have the natural increase rate, as well as a statistic that I have chosen, a fourth statistic I've chosen, and that is total fertility rate. You can choose other statistics to use in your explanation as well. And I have put my conclusion that Ireland is in stage 4 of the demographic transition model. Now, I will show you how to get to a population pyramid. I did show you that in yesterday's instructions, but I will show you that again. In order to find a population pyramid, you are going to go back to the CIA World Factbook. You are going to click on the countries and find the country that you have chosen. Remember, I have chosen Ireland, so I'm going to go there. All right, and if you scroll down, you'll see this drop-down menu from before, this tabs. I'm going to click on People and Society, and I am going to scroll down on People and Society until I find a population pyramid. I'm going to do that. Now you can screenshot that. You can save it as a picture on your iPad. You're going to do something like that. Save image as is what I'm doing on my computer, but you're using an iPad. So you would save that and then insert it into your Google slide. Now, your instructions were to talk about and discuss and come to a conclusion as to where your country is on the population pyramid or on the demographic transition model. So I am using birth rate and death rate and natural increase rate, which I have from yesterday's statistics sheet, as well as total fertility rate. I have come to the conclusion that Ireland is in stage 4 of the demographic transition model. And I have explained that in my next slide. Population slide explanation. You do need an explanation for each slide that you create. You're creating 6 slides. You will have 6 explanations as well. Minimum of 6 slides, 6 parts, right? With explanation slides. So I said that we have a low birth rate, which is 13, and a low death rate, which is 6.8, almost 7. We have therefore come up with a low natural increase rate of 0.6%. So this, when you have a low birth rate and you have a low death rate, you are a stage 4 country, right? So I can safely conclude that it is a stage 4 country on the demographic transition model. But I also need to cite one more statistic. So I've chosen total fertility rate, which is below 2. So that means that Ireland is not replacing themselves. A 2.1 fertility rate would be the replacement rate. And so it could face a possible stage 5 situation in the near future. And then I also talked about the population pyramid shape, which looks like this, right? Which is a little odd in that it is not quite as up and down as a classic stage 4 population pyramid would be. A little bit more of a pillar with the tapering off at the end. we can see that there's a little bit of difference. And I have talked about that here. I said the population pyramid is shaped one that does not necessarily look like a stage 4 country. It has a bit wider base than the middle. It's less consistent than a classic stage 4 pyramid. So I've done a good job of explaining. I've added a statistic. You do not have to choose total fertility rate as your fourth statistic. You do have to do these three, but you can choose other ones like infant mortality rate, etc., from the instructions.